Okay, so coming up on Saturday, the 26th of March at the First Direct Arena in Leeds, we've got Josh Warrington against Kiko Martinez. We've already reviewed that and looked at that, but there's a really interesting fight on the undercard I wanted to have a bit of a look at, and that's Ebanie Bridges against Maria Cecilia Roman. Now, this is for the IBF Bantamweight World title, so it's 10 two-minute rounds for that title. This is all live on DAZN. And just wanted to have a look at that. You know, a lot of UK fans will know Bridges, and wanted to look at what she's going up against here in a quest for a world title, her second shot at a world title. So let's have a little look at their records and break it down. So Bridges is 35. Her record is 7 wins with 1 loss. She's had 3 KOs in those 7 wins. That 1 loss came in her 6th fight against Shannon Courtenay. So that was her first fight in the UK. She'd fought in the States once before that, and then she came to the UK to fight Shannon Courtenay. You know, short notice, 4 weeks notice for that fight. A lot of people thought she was a bit of a show pony. A lot of people thought, you know, she gets in the lingerie for the weigh-ins and, you know, can she really fight? Probably not. And she's come up against a real fighter in Courtenay. But it was a cracking fight. It was an amazing fight. You know, really kind of, you know, set the arena alight. Very close fight. To me, it came down to the last 2 rounds. Bridges' eye was closed. And, you know, I think Courtenay did the right thing and pot shotted and moved away and used her boxing skills to win the last 2 rounds on points to take the decision. So, you know, she's come back then. You know, really that was her breakout fight in the UK. She got signed by Matchroom. She had 2 more wins since then, and now they've delivered her this fight against Maria Cecilia Roman. So this is the, you know, this is going to be a world title fight. So let's look at Roman now. Roman, you know, is 39 years old against Bridges is 35. Her record is 16-5-1, but don't be fooled by that because interestingly enough, with her record, she won her debut, then she had 4 losses and a draw before she won again. And then she, you know, she's won consistently since then. So, you know, obviously a real battler learning her trade. And, you know, she won the IBF Bantamweight title in 2017 and she's defended it 7 times since then. So, you know, she's interesting enough though, if you look at that record, in those 16 wins, she's had no stoppages. In those 5 losses, she's never been stopped. So she's tough and durable, but she doesn't really have power. She tends to box, you know, more. She's an accomplished boxer, steps and slides well, moves well, boxes well, against Bridges, who's more of a pressure fighter. So, you know, an interesting mix up with that. So, you know, looking at really into this fight as well. One interesting thing I did see, she went and had a loss in 2021, Roman, and that was in an 8-round non-title fight. Champions never fight non-title fights now. They used to often have non-title fights. But anyway, she went to America. That was her first time boxing outside Argentina in 2021, and she had an 8-round non-title fight, which she lost on points. So, you know, that's an interesting thing. That's, again, first fight outside of Argentina. So maybe she doesn't travel well. You know, Bridges has boxed in the States and in the UK. And interestingly enough, coming in this fight, you know, it's in Leeds, it's, you know, it's on the undercard of the Warrington, and the Leeds fans have really embraced Bridges, so this is the kind of her sort of home from home, really. So I think there's going to be a cauldron of atmosphere in that arena, you know, very pro Bridges. And like I say, you know, Roman hasn't really travelled well, so I don't know if that will be intimidating for her, but, you know, we've got to look at the fact that she's 39 years old, she's defended this title 7 times previously, she is what you'd call an old pro, so, you know, maybe that won't play into a factor so much. So, you know, we've got the boxer against the fighter. I expect Bridges to come in pressure, as she always does, with that kind of all-action style. And I expect Roman to be moving back, looking to outbox her, you know, use the angles and all that sort of thing. A very interesting thing for me with this is, you know, the Bridges' successful story in the UK, you know, breaking in with that Shannon Courtenay fight, getting signed by Matchroom, you know, raising her profile so much. She managed to become, through sponsorship and stuff, one of those rare things in the female game of full-time professional. And she's now training with Mark Tibbs. So really interesting to see what Mark Tibbs can add to her game. And I expect a lot of finesse to be added to that. A lot of, you know, intelligent pressure to be applied, to kind of, in a way, rein in her kind of instincts to just go and have a row all the time and, you know, just throw leather. So I expect a more rounded, accomplished Bridges, coming into this fight. I mean, looking at their rankings as well, you know, you've got to appreciate that in BoxRec, Maria Cecilia Roman is ranked number 9 in the world, and Bridges is ranked number 26. So it's quite a jump for her to be taking this fight. But I just feel my prediction is going to be the crowd is going to get behind Bridges. I think that's going to play a factor with her. I think Mark Tibbs adding that finesse, you know, to her all-action style. I think also her desire, which can't be questioned at the moment, you know, is going to drive her on. I can see a late stoppage in this fight for Bridges, or a points win for Bridges. I think it's a big leap for her, you know. But I think, to be honest, I think it's her time. I think it's a good time. It's good timing. It's a good venue for her. I think a lot of things are falling in her favour. You know, with Mark Tibbs, that seems to be a good relationship that's developing. So I'm going to go for Bridges in this fight. You know, I think it's going to be a tight fight, though. You know, definitely for the first few rounds, she's got to get her head round that Roman slipping and sliding style. She's got to get her head round how she shuts that boxer down. But you know, she couldn't have a better guy in her corner than Mark Tibbs to you know, mediate that pressure and make it intelligent pressure that sort of negates that boxing style. So yeah, I'm going to go for Bridges, predicting that she's going to get the happy ending in this fight, and you know, she's going to get that world title that she's so hungry for. So yeah, let's see what happens. It's a great card. It's a great evening, all live on the Zone. So let's see what happens.